Your awareness is about tuning in to what's working in the business, but also what's not working.
I've got 15 on the team. They are constantly coming to me with problems within the business, and I'm just feeling a bit overwhelmed. What should I focus on first?
Yeah, I had this exact problem. So in the same year that we became the 9th fastest growing company in Australia, I felt like the business was ripping itself apart from the inside. It was chaos. And I was very much a command and control type business owner because I didn't know any better at the time. And I had the same thing. All of my team were bringing me issues and bringing me problems. And in hindsight, I realized that, first of all, I hadn't empowered them to be able to solve the problems on their own. Right? I was very much micromanaging the process because of my own fear, doubt, insecurity, and basically really not knowing how to lead effectively. So that was a point of self-reflection, helped me realize that, I wasn't giving my team the space and the freedom and the respect and the responsibility to actually solve the problems. And so they were bringing them to me. The win was at least they were bringing me the problems. You know, they weren't sweeping them under the carpet and pretending it wasn't existing, but I was drowning because like the burden was on my shoulders to fix everything. In just a short conversation, the number one thing that I did is we created what we call an awareness list. Your awareness is about tuning in to what's working in the business, but also what's not working. I felt very grateful, and I let my team know that I was very grateful that they were bringing me these issues, these problems, these challenges. But I shared, when you bring them to me throughout the week at all these random times, my week just becomes one never-ending set of problems. It's like there's constantly asteroids heading towards the business. It's just not a great place to get in the zone to create, being stressed out with new problems every 10 minutes. So I said, I want you to be tuned into your awareness. I want you to be in your role looking at what's working, what's not working. But instead of bringing it to me, I want you to put it on the awareness list. And we created an awareness list. Now, the awareness list wasn't just about problems. It was also about opportunities. And one of the things I challenge people to do is for every problem you put on the list, try and match it with an opportunity or a threat or something like that. So it's not just bad. And we created a list. And what we did is every single week, we committed to having a team meeting where we would break down those problems, those challenges, those issues, as well as the opportunities. And we would make a plan on what to do. Now, here's what became interesting is I left it to my team to decide which were the top 3 things we should focus on. So, we had a team about 15. If everyone's adding 1 or 2 things, that's 30 things a week. But when the team go through and identify what we're going to be focusing on, and then the team go through and start working on, well, what's the root cause of that problem and what can we do about it, etc. Their job was to bring me suggestions on what to do about it. Now, this took a while. It took about 6 months of building the habit and my team realizing that I actually trusted them with the responsibility to not just identify what was on their awareness in terms of issues and opportunities, but also to identify potential solutions. What are some of the assets that we could be developing? What are some of the new actions or direction we should be taking as a result? And when they would collaborate on solving the top problems and then come to me with what they wanted to do about it, like liberty. It was like this ball of weight was released from my shoulders, and I'd essentially created a mechanism, a culture, if you like, where everyone still felt respected. They were still having their voices heard. And some of the issues on that list never even got addressed, right? Because when the whole team looked at it, it's like, good, but not really a big deal. We don't need to focus on that right now. But every single person felt heard. Every single person felt respected. We got to identify what the key issues were, focus on the big ones. And I got to remove myself being the bottleneck that had to solve all the world's problems. So if you're kind of at that point where you're experiencing that level of chaos, that would be starting point number 1.